Hi everyone, this is Juliana Avdieva here. Welcome to the 19th episode of Avdieva Shostakovich project, and today we are talking about the E-flat major Prelude and Fugue from 24 Preludes and Fugues opus 87 by Dmitri Shostakovich. So this prelude is again bringing us to the mood of Modest Mussorgsky, maybe of some, even not only one piece from the cycle Pictures at an Exhibition, of course not only because of the key E-flat major and these big chords, but also there are again two characters, very clear, very different characters here or personalities. One is this very powerful, represented by the big chords, forte, right? And then we have a biggest contrast ever. So he leads us to the E-flat major, and the bass remains here, and we have this staccatissimo piano character. Look, it's even very exciting to see how it is written. So we have this first character and these chords, and then this kind of completely different texture here. It's always on this E-flat bass in the left hand, and this particular combination of harmonies here in this second element is very, very specific, because look, we have E-flat major, C-flat major, and basically this sounds quite sharp, but of course through the G-flat we have this slight shadow of E-flat minor, right? So these are kind of first seconds of the doubting of this grand first character. So, and this repeat, that it repeats. Maybe it's a little bit mean as well in this very special expression. And then the second element, it just disappears. And what remains then? We have a kind of maybe the feeling of fear and uncertainty, I would say. So this prelude is actually this fight between these two elements, and they are weakening each other, but they will not really find to any conclusion. So the second entrance of the first element now will be in mezzo forte, so maybe these doubts are already have their fruits. This triumphal E-flat major. So first, starting with mezzo forte, there is a long crescendo to the fortissimo in D-flat major, and then somehow Shostakovich confirms this triumph here in the end. This could be the end of the piece, but it's not. Second element is back, and it brings, because the register is also already lower, so we're moving down, and this repeating element of the second going up and down, the doubts are growing. It's getting the uncertainty is getting bigger. So we're definitely kind of stuck in the middle. We're searching for the right dimension between this grand character and this doubts, and there is no solution here. But the first element doesn't have any energy anymore to confirm its triumph, its power. So what happens then? The second element disappears for the second time, So what do we hear here? We hear both elements, the first and the second, combined together. The first element is definitely, it became much weaker than it was in the beginning, and I think that's why they can coexist in a way. The register is very low, but let's see how Shostakovich achieves this effect. So this ending of the second, let's say second part, is in a triton. The second element finishes in a triton, and then the first character takes it over in triton in mezzo piano. This is where it's already getting quieter. Now we have both elements. You recognize this? But in a completely different context, which is very dark now. E minor. Even in this E flat major, there is no piece. We still have the dissonating D and A natural. That's right. This is how the preludes ends, and now we are coming to the strangest fugue, in my opinion, of this entire cycle. Look. If I would only play this subject for you, would you recognize the key? I would definitely not. Because we start in E flat major, then immediately Shostakovich brings this F flat. This can be C major, C minor. Shostakovich confirms C major with F flat instead of E. And in the end we have the G flat. So kind of E flat minor, whatever. So we have only dissonating intervals here in the subject and throughout the entire fugue. So this is one of the most abstract fugues here in the Opus 87, I think. And we have every beat dissonating. And I remember that as I have started to learn this fugue, I was very often confused because I was not sure, am I playing wrong notes or right notes? Because every single interval sounds dissonating. To confirm what I'm saying, I would like to show you just some examples. So, for instance, just the beginning where it's in the fugue is in 3 parts. So we have now the middle voice entering. Some spots we will kind of recognize some tonalities, like here the C minor, G minor, but this is so phenomenal because it sounds so abstract. It sounds a little bit chaotic because we don't find any hold here. I mean harmonical hold, and I'm sure that Shostakovich of course did it on purpose, and this is absolutely brilliant. Now, of course, we'll have some subjects in forte, where Shostakovich will bring suddenly a completely new articulation, the staccato articulation into the subject, so it sounds even sharper. And this is a rather short fugue. In the end, of course, we will have stretto, and let's see how Shostakovich prepares it here. is over, because suddenly, absolutely unexpected, we arrive here in the E flat major, and because we have the bass and the subject, and only the first element remains. Significant that there is no ritardando in this fugue in the end, so it just it's written diminuendo to the pianissimo, so basically it should just go up in the air and disappear. So no grand ending, no preparation for the end, just it's gone. It's so, like I don't know, something in the universe, in the space appeared, a kind of cloud, and then it's just gone. Nothing, everything remains as it was. Absolutely phenomenal, extraordinary fugue, in my opinion. Very unusual, or even for Shostakovich, and it's a great fun to play it. So thank you for watching. See you next Thursday. Bye.